I think you will like example 4. So we're just going to start with the left side and rewrite the trig functions, the secant and the tangent, in terms of the trigonometric functions on the right, which happen to just be sine and cosine. Sometimes that actually works really well, regardless of what your trig functions are, to just change everything to sines and cosines and then change them back to other things if needed, just because everything can be done in terms of sines and cosines. Okay, so we're going to start with the left side. I'm going to reduce my ink width a little bit here. Okay, so secant would be 1 over cosine. And then 1 minus tangent would be sine over cosine. All right, we've used some identities. We've substituted those in there, right? So maybe make a note, sub, it's the reciprocal and quotient identities, right? All right, the next thing I'm going to do is get a common denominator so I can add these two pieces together. So I want to combine the fraction, so I need a common denominator. So keep the top the same, but that denominator piece is going to turn into cosine over cosine instead of 1, and then minus sine over cosine. So now we can combine those fractions together. So that is 1 over cosine theta. I've literally turned everything off on my computer except for Smart Notebook, and it is still having a really hard time. So 1 over cosine theta, so that's the numerator, and that is over cosine theta minus sine theta all over cosine theta. So got lost in there somewhere. What we did was we got a common denominator, and then combine the fractions that we got the common denominator for. Okay, so next we are just going to do our fraction division stuff, which means we are going to multiply by the reciprocal, right? Multiply reciprocal. Okay, so we've got our top fraction is 1 over cosine. And we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. Sometimes I just call this process copy dot flip. Now, keeping in mind that when you multiply fractions like this, you know, everything in the numerator multiplies together, everything in the denominator multiplies together. So that means that these will reduce. And that, my friends, leaves us with 1 over cosine theta minus sine theta, which is in fact our right-hand side.